Okay guys, so today we're going to be rebuilding a couple packs. Well, you'll see just one of them, but I'm doing a couple of them, same one over and over again. The local police department dropped off a lithium iron pack, pretty big, and powers their speed signs, their speed camera signs. I think they're the ones that tell you how fast you're going and then flash if you're going too fast. They need those batteries rebuilt. So today, that's what we'll be doing. Join me, and I hope you find this interesting.
Alright, so this looks like an original and just needs to be rebuilt. Said wires need replaced. Yes, I see that. Caught fire and burned. That's not good. Hey guys, so we're going to be going through this rebuild really fast. It took 2 hours to do this and I don't want to bore you. So we are dismantling this original pack here and we're going to imitate it. So multiple layers of shrink wrap there for protection, and got all this like threaded tape on top and fish paper as well. We're going to remove the PC board so that we can access the batteries. I want to be able to see where the tabs are welded on and how they're welded on. So we're going to clear off this fish paper here, and we'll be able to see that there's 4 banks of 3 batteries, and I like to diagram everything here so that, and even though I have a video and picture copy, I also have a paper copy just in case. And looks like it's going to be just like the last time we did this. Those little white wires, I believe, are temperature sensors to make sure cells are not failing or overheating during charging. They're supposed to shut down the pack, I think, with the PC board or interact with the PC board for that kind of communication. But as we saw with that one pack, it was quite burned, so I'm not sure if that's what it is doing. I'll check these cells, make sure they have proper voltage before we start. Don't want to have any bad cells in the mix from the get-go. They all look great. Now we're going to glue them up together in batches of 3 or 6. I like doing both sides, extra strong. Use this little orange vise teeth protector to keep everything flat there. Nice and rubber, and does a good job holding everything level. So I just use hot glue here. You can use other kinds of glue. This cools fast, adheres fast, so that's what I use. Alright. Putting in some lines here so that if I get distracted by another job, another coworker, I can come back to this and know what I'm doing. Alright, now that the welder's warmed up, ready to go, we can start tapping these things together. I've got a big spool of nickel tab material that I can cut whatever size I need from. Normally I just use inch or 1.5 tabs, but these require something a bit longer. So I'm pre-cutting them, some that'll fit across 3 batteries and some that'll fit across 6. And then we're just tapping everything together here. This Sunstone tap welder is awesome. Lately I've been having a little trouble with one of the leads welding properly, but I think it just has to do with cleaning it and setting the height above the battery properly. But it gave me little to no trouble with this build. Every now and then you'll see me, you might not see it when I'm going faster, but you'll see me stick my fingernail underneath the tabs and pry up a little bit, and that's to make sure nothing is a weak weld and nothing pops off due to a weak weld. So that's me testing the welds. So now we're going to apply some fish paper. It's not going to matter if some of these contact together here, but I'm going to be on the extra safe side here just for less things rubbing together that shouldn't be. So again, using this orange vice grip to hold them all together. That fish paper, just taking off the edges. So these packs go to speed cameras, I believe is what I was told. And so Part of me feels like I'm doing the community a disservice, but that's not true, because these speed cameras are keeping our communities safe so that people aren't recklessly driving through our small towns. So as much as it's like, oh man, they're going to be up and running again, that's a thought I had for a half second before. I was like, that's a dumb thought. Let's keep people safe by driving safe. Let's encourage safe driving by, well, I think everyone drives a little more honestly when they're being watched. All right, we've got these little tabs on the side here coming off for those white wires. I don't know why there are only 3 white wires. One of them goes to 2 banks of cells, and the other 2 go to 1 bank of 3 cells. I'm not sure why, but I'm imitating it. I'd love to know why. If anyone knows how these lithium packs work, I am learning as I go and certainly can imitate. All this tape is for protection. I don't want anything rubbing, anything causing a fire. The clear tape on the sides is to cause to give it rigidity so it doesn't fold over in half and rip the tabs. And then all that fish paper and black tape is just to decrease the chance of something rubbing through. I'm assuming they're pulling these in and out of these signs regularly to charge them. So they probably have a couple packs they swap it out with. I don't want any open tabs, exposed tabs, so I put some shrink wrap on there, shrink tubing, and put that down there. If you see me using a screwdriver as I'm soldering here, it's because the wire wants to pop away as soon as I take the soldering iron off, and I use that screwdriver to hold it down until it's cooled. I just tape over a lot of these wires so that, them being on the outermost part of the pack, they don't get rubbed through, or less friction, less accidents. So shrink tubing again, put this last wire on here. And then the last thing I'll need to do is fix that red wire. You see that black piece of tape on it. That was just their quick fix. They gave me some ends, but they gave me the female ends, so fortunately I had these male ends with the green rubber piece on it from a previous build a couple years ago. So we're just going to rebuild this wire from new wire and new plug head. Guys, I hope you don't mind. I'm just telling you what I'm doing because I know I'm moving times 10 speed here. It's hard to see what I'm doing perhaps. Hopefully you don't mind the ongoing commentary, but if you're interested in lithium batteries and how they work and all that, they're definitely interesting. I'll tell you that. I'm no expert, but I do enjoy building with them, usually rebuilding with them. Creating from scratch is not my forte yet. I'd love to learn more about the circuit boards that accompany them and figuring out what you need for what project, what size project, but I'm not there yet. So right now we're just looking and imitating, and I'm hoping to keep on learning as I imitate. If you guys have watched this far, you're champs. Thanks for tuning in. I find this stuff fascinating. Part of the reason I record is so I have a reference of what I did. That way, if I ever need to, I can look back and see how I did something in case I forget. Because I'm doing all kinds of projects, and sometimes I'm tired between work and home life. We stay pretty busy, and sometimes my brain is just a bit foggy. So having a quick reference guide for myself is helpful, but then I love being able to share this with you guys. I know this is quite a niche or niche kind of thing, very specific thing, but I hope that there's a few of you out there that appreciate this kind of work and are interested in this. So if I'm moving too fast, if anyone wants the 2-hour version, leave me a comment in the comments about what you'd like to see more of, or if you want to see the whole thing, and I'll see if I can get the whole thing uploaded here. Shoo-wee. But let me know soon, because I'll probably have to clear some of that from my camera to make space for the next video. Alright, as I solder these on, I'm making sure I don't contact positive with negative, since they are literally 2 millimeters apart from one another. We got that black foam on the front and back just to kind of keep the top edge of this pack squared up, so there's nothing in particular that rubs more than anything else. Oh, I also am reinforcing these wires with extra shrink tubing. Not only have I put small black and red shrink tubing around the individual wires for the first 3 or 4 inches once it leaves the PC board, but I'm also putting some 1/4 inch shrink tubing over the entire wire all the way to the plug, to the pack. And you know, these things get bent every which way constantly as they're moved in and out for charging, for powering the signs. And I've seen the wires, it seems to be the weak point. It's where they're always breaking. They brought them back a couple times for repair in between rebuilds. And hey, if I could just make that stronger, beef it up, I'll do that. As long as my beefing it up doesn't make it so it doesn't fit into the sign. I wish I could see what they're working with. I'd love to see what they're working with, so I know how much I can beef these up. But got our shrink wrap here. The original had a handle. If I do one more layer, I might be able to include that handle. But I'm building 3 of these, so I might just save that for another one. Only one of them had that handle, so I could save it for another pack here. So I think we've got 3 wraps of shrink wrap on here. And baby, that's it.
Last but not least, our finishing touch here.